Ndị be anyị na Bọlachi, anyị sị ka ọ dịrị unu na mma, anyị sị ka nke onye chikwelu ya zelu. Dịka o si dị, ya bụ Igbo Media ka anyị si bịa na uhuruchi nketa iwetara unu ya bụ ozi gbasara maka ihe na-eme na the Old Eastern Region. Dịka unu anụ ka o si ada, nwanne anyị nwoke wetara anyị ozi n'elu akwụkwọ. Nke ahụ o wetara bụ, o kwuru sị na ndị Nigerian gọọmenti bụ nke onye isi fa bụ President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fa agbago nkịtị na atụmatụ ndị mmadụ na-eche gbasatara maka ka a ga-esi budata Maazị Simon Ekpa bụ the Biafran Prime Minister. Biafrans Liat, as Biafran daughter Chimamanda Ngozi just unveiled her Igbo map and its shocking details that will mind-blowing. O kwuru okwu a na International Summit. Ngwa gị eziokwu, ọ bụ na Igbo onye Igbo, this is for ndị Igbo. Biko gee ya bụ ife. Ngozi Amanda, ebe nwanne anyị nwanyị, na-make us proud, more and more proud, and Biafra is strongly behind you. All right, Eric, gee ya bụ ife biko. The ati ani fa ni n'okwu n'Igbo akwụkwọ. Over to you.
And many of us are proud to say that our children do not speak Igbo. Now, languages are really wonderful. I think the more languages one can speak, the better. I personally would like to learn Hausa. I've always loved the music of the language. But the truth is that children can learn as many languages as we expose them to. But what is happening in Igbo land is not about whether children can learn languages or not. It is the result of the lack of value for what is ours. We do not value what is ours. And this lack of value is also reflected even in the contemporary Igbo practice of giving strange names to our children. Names we like, not because of their beautiful or deep meanings, but because they can be easily shortened to sound Western. Kasi, Zara, Jida. Unana Zayeli afane nwere synod. If any of you have those names, I won't blame you. It's your parents I blame. Dalo no rinne angolu julu ma afọ unu manu unu mulum Igbo mulum jeche ebe niile na-eje ebe niile Igbo mulum. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. This is tough. Okay. Yes, is there a way we can... No? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Again, good evening to everybody. Ndinkem. Ekenekwa munu. Ekenekwa mundinkem. Dalunu rinne. Thank you so much for being here. And I have to apologize for being late. Bikuno emekwana kansime. Obuno bikuno. I'm very sorry. Obununu we ifunu ga eme na 5 biko bidonu na 5. Nke a bụ mistake am metata. So I'm very happy to be here again. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. And I want to start by thanking the Center for Memories because they're doing the essential work of they're doing the essential work of preserving our collective memories. I also want to thank my dear friend James Ngueze. Rebecca James. No? Okay. Get there. Ngueze. I want to thank James for the depth of his love for Igbo land. And I want to thank him for the breadth of his intellect. James actually persuaded me to deliver a lecture today rather than to read from Dream Count. Dream Count was published in March. And for the past few months, I've been traveling on book tour in different parts of the world. And now I am here, back home in Nigeria. And I consider this my homecoming. I was in Lagos a few days ago. I was in Abuja just 2 days ago. And now I am here in Enugu. I'm here in this beautiful city on the hill. I am here in the city of my birth. I drew my first breath about 2 kilometers away from where we are today at the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital on September 15, 1977. So although I was born in Enugu, I grew up in Nsukka on the campus of the University of Nigeria. I am from Aba in Njikoka, local government area of Anambra State. My mother is from Umunachi in Dunukofia, local government area of Anambra State. All are my homes. But more importantly, and I think more significantly, I consider all of Igbo land to be my home. From Enugu to Anambra, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, and the Igbo-speaking communities in Rivers, in Kogi, in Benue, in Delta. All of them are home because all of them are Igbo land. Igbo bu Igbo. Whenever I land at an airport, whether in Asaba or in Enugu or in Owerri or the wonderfully named Chino Achebe International Airport in Umueri, the overwhelming feeling for me is one of wholeness, an internal calm, an instinctive ancestral peace. Or so it was for many years, until recently. I am not the only Igbo person who no longer feels this instinctive wholeness, this peace. I am not the only one who reads stories from Igbo land and turns away in horror, who sees what is happening in Igbo land today and is consumed by shock, disillusionment, and a feeling dangerously close to despair. In Igbo culture, nothing is more sacred than life. In Igbo culture, a sibling must never take the life of another sibling. That is what we mean when we call a child Ndoka, Ndubisi, Ndude. The preservation of life is sacrosanct. Things Fall Apart demonstrates this central Igbo belief in the sacredness of life. Okonkwo accidentally murders a member of his community. It is truly an accident. His gun goes off during a feast, and yet his community punishes him severely. His home is destroyed and burnt, and he's banished for years. And this was an accident. Now imagine the severity of the punishment for murder in Igbo culture. Igbo culture abhors the taking of innocent life. And yet, today, we hear grotesquely inhumane stories of people murdered in ritual practices for money. And it is important to note that the victims of this recent upsurge of barbarism
Ngwanu, dalo ninenu umunnem dikun sinesora ni Igbo media. Gịnị kunu nwere ikwu na nkọwa nke unu gbasata maka ihe unu n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa? Gwa anyị ife iche n'ụdị nke gị. Deela ya n'akara kọmentị ka mara ihe i chere, ma chetakwa tụsa ya bụ ozi ka o were ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ntị. Ndewo na ụmụnne m, ka emesịanụ.